Who owns dragon boating?
Where's that come from?
Yeah.
Paddling has taken them all around the world.
We can potentially become the voice of dragon boating for everybody internationally. You've got people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s paddling.
Well, it's generational.
Does dragon boating have a problem? Because nobody knows who owns it.
Wow. Paddles ready. This is Paddles Ready, the global voice of paddle sports. Live commentary, race coverage, athlete stories and expert analysis from across the world of paddling. From dragon boat racing to ocean ski, this is where the competition, the culture and the stories come together. Let's get into it.
Can you believe where we are after 12 months? I mean, unbelievable. Welcome, Nico. Good to see you.
Hey, Dougie, mate, Paddles Ready. Wow.
I know.
Talk about evolution of where the Paddles Ready name came from and that. But when we were commentating in Germany 12 months ago,
yep,
and people were just understanding that there needs to be this sort of global voice of dragon boating, and you've nailed it. And in the last couple of weeks,
and we've
with
just
Brad,
gone from here to here, and the support that we're getting behind the scenes. But yeah, like you said, we had the opportunity to go to Berlin, which was, jump on a plane, go over. That was a fast trip as well. But got to meet the world of dragon boating and had a great time commentating on the live stream there. You introduced me to some of the most amazing, influential, delightful people, which I've always known, obviously being in the sport with you since 1996. But I think Berlin really set us on this trajectory now that we can potentially become the voice of dragon boating for everybody internationally.
Well, let's think about where it began, and I suppose the light bulb moment for me was when we were in Berlin. So that was the Nations Cup. That was the IDBF. That was the best of the best. You had everyone there, and when we got Julie, the head of the Canadian dragon boating, when we had. Yep. How good was Mary? We were just on the phone with Mary Gibson. From Breast Cancer Paddler. Mary, if you're watching,
hey, Mary.
that was amazing, because in Berlin we had her with her knowledge, her expertise. She was calling the races, and then we had Tommy.
Tommy came across
from the head of the USA. Then we had Mr. Louis. But what we want to be able to do is not us be the voice.
No.
We want to be the global voice where you guys can come on.
Yep.
You can talk about your paddling experience, whether it's from when you were young or right through to breast cancer survivors to the paddle adapters. Like you've got veterans, like the Ukrainian team that were in Berlin.
Yep.
were phenomenal, and they were war-torn people. So, this is our first segment. It's going to be clunky. It's going to be fun, but hopefully
it's going to be raw. But we hope that we bring you, everyone there at home. We bring you plenty of discussions. There's going to be there. There's probably going to be things where Nick and I aren't going to agree. So there could be some controversy.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. It's meant to be fun, but at the same time, we want to bring the sport that we love. Nick's been in the sport for over 30 years.
1993, I had a team called the Diggers, and old Brendan Byrne, every time we'd see each other in Hong Kong, he'd go, "Paddles ready!" And that was synonymous to the Diggers. And
That's
then,
right.
We met at Stanley. You paddled.
1996, I arrived in Hong Kong, and I still remember the day to this day. You were in at the Stanley, dare I say it, the Stanley pub there, where we all used to go for a beer. I've come down looking for a beer. I looked across at the bay, just down at the beach there. You guys were all coming up for a beer. I was new to Hong Kong. You introduced yourself. Well, I probably introduced myself to you.
Couple of Aussies.
Couple of Aussies. Next thing you know, I've got a paddle in my hand, and I was.
You were paddles ready.
I was hooked. So
Absolutely.
it started there in Hong Kong for me in 1996.
It's taken, like many people,
Yep.
paddling has taken them all around the world.
Yep.
For me, went to the Diggers. Then I was there in 2007, so they were formed. But these people on my had Stevie Spears and Tom Holmes. They got killed in the Bali bomb.
Yep.
They're with us every day. Our logo is very important, but it's not.
And can I just tell people at home, Nico, the hat that Nick's wearing, I'm not too sure if you can go in close, but the paddle actually has the boys' initials who were tragically killed in the Bali bombing.
Yeah, Stevie Spears and Tom Holmes.
Yeah.
They're in every logo to this day.
Yep.
To the Dubai Diggers, and that was amazing. And I thought that was the be all and end all for me.
Yep.
Commentating my team that were representing the UAE.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the last, but now we're here.
Well, now we're here.
We're paddling. Our paddles are ready, and we want to talk. So let's chunk it down or break it down. What you guys are going to be expecting,
Yep.
or hopefully, liking us and sending us information that you want to hear,
Yep.
that we want to hear. We'll try and have it structured, but we're going to have great guests from Ironmen to surski paddlers to outriggers,
Yep.
dragon boat legends of the sport
Yes.
are going to be our
Can you
guests.
give us a couple of names that you've got in line for your dragon boating?
Look, one we're going to have Mary Gibson from the breast cancer
Yep.
paddling. Mike Haslam, who started dragon boating. That's back in 97. I met Mike in Hong Kong actually.
Yep.
Mike Haslam.
Hi, Mike. And I was actually fortunate enough to meet Mike in
Berlin.
In Berlin. Yeah. True. True.
The whole federation, and it's run amazingly, and it's not. Yes, we're talking out of here, out of Burleigh,
Yep.
in the backwaters of Burleigh, but dragon boating is global.
Yep.
It's over a 2,000-year-old sport. The culture, the history. Mr. Liu from Champion had
Yep.
like 22 million or 200 million people watching his cast.
Over 200 million.
Unbelievable.
And,
Unbelievable. And that's what we want to bring. We want to bring people on, and you're going to be seeing your mentors, your coaches, regatta sport, merchandise, how they're what's updated with paddles.
Yep. Yep.
Johnny from Crossbone. Like, look at this. They're amazing.
So these are our new paddles that we've got. I won't bring you in too close, but
No.
Johnny from Crossbones, and also we've got our ones with our Paddles Ready logo.
And we're going to be open to all different manufacturers and that, because we want this to be a global voice, to be a global brand, Doug.
Yep. No, agreed. You're talking about numbers just before. Numbers are the history of the sport. It's been around, we know, for thousands of years. What's your take, the tradition?
Yeah, look, I was very fortunate enough. I started in Hong Kong, so
Yep. traditionally
it is a Chinese sport. Over 2,000 years, the Chun Mun Festival, which happens over Chinese New Year as well, is it's dragon boat season now.
Yes.
in Asia, and then the history of it is amazing. I was very fortunate enough, again, in 2000, we paddled for it must have been 2000.
Yep.
For a combined Australian team. We went to the Three Gorges Dam before they or dislodged about 3 million people, and they flooded the Three Gorges Dam. Like, that was amazing. And dragon boating itself, the IDBF and the federation have kept that culture.
Yep.
And the traditional dragon boats, like you paddled with me in teak boats.
Yes.
In
Correct.
Stanley in Hong Kong. Alsam,
Correct.
one of the largest dragon boat events in the world in Stanley.
Yep.
Which very fortunate enough. Again, it's an amazing, and they sink the boats in their water when it's not off season to keep it in teak.
Must be on an algorithm at the moment on my Facebook, because that seems to be coming up a fair bit with the sinking of the boats and all that kind of stuff. No, it's really good
And
stuff.
there's so much to talk to, and we're going to be everywhere, but we're going to structure this out.
Yeah.
So
100%.
let's get back on track.
This one was more just who we are, a little bit about the sport, what we've got coming up. I mean, that's the exciting part. And, you can also subscribe on our channel, paddlesready.com. So we're going to be endeavouring to bring out a weekly newsletter. In that weekly newsletter, it'll have everything that goes on in the sport internationally around the globe. On top of that, we're going to have a members section. So there's plenty of stuff coming, Hando. There's plenty of stuff coming, and it's all coming. We're going to wrap this up.
Coming to you live from Burleigh.
That's exactly
that's
right.
Where it's going to be. And look, let's sort of switch on to possibly a topic that we're going to talk about now.
Yep.
Seeing we're going to be interviewing people from federations and clubs and everywhere. Just talking to Mary on the WhatsApp video call. She's been speaking with people in Chile,
yep.
In South America. They've got 20 different clubs. So upcoming, we're going to be going to the Club Crew World Championships in Taipei.
We got that. We're going there in September?
Or late August. September.
Okay.
Breast cancer paddlers have got 4,500 athletes the week before in August, and then some of their paddlers come over to that.
And that regatta's in France, for memory?
That's in France.
Yep.
I think they're going to work out, live streaming and that, and Paddles Ready will be bringing that to you as well. We want to collaborate with clubs, with federations, with the IDBF, with outriggers, surf skis, sprint kayaks, anything paddling. We want to paddle for the planet. That's another. That's even another
episode.
That's even another episode that we can do that. So let's break it down. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, you and I did the state championship. So for a lot of the people that'll be coming online with us, they know what's happening, but we want to engage them, their local club. So you have the Queensland Dragon Boat Federation.
Yes.
Good old Blair, Janelle, Marie, all of them that looked after us during the state championships. And then now on the 18th to the 23rd is the Australian AusDBF, which is the national championships.
Yep.
So, we've been talking to Mel and Lachlan about that. They've got some great commentary going on there. We're going to be there. I'm going to be sweeping.
You're going to be competing.
So I'm with Brisbane Typhoon competing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How many? And your crew, it's your person, your own crew. How many?
Yeah, we've got 65, but we're with Brisbane Typhoon, so we're going to look to do the best we can there.
Yep.
But all the clubs are converging on Kawana.
So that's for those at home, Kawana Waters is a suburb, I guess you say, or township of the Sunshine Coast up here in Queensland. So if you have a look at your map of Australia, for those who are watching us abroad, Kawana Waters has a fantastic facility. I mean, you and I have been there, 3 or 4 times now. I've been there twice to commentate, and once I think I just went down there to see you. But it's a great waterway. And when Nick talks about the state titles, we're talking about the Queensland state titles that we commentated. And now we call it the Aussies here. We've got the Australian titles, the Aussies coming up, and we'll both be there, and you'll be competing. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, and look, we're going to be interviewing. So talking about content, we're going to be going down, and we've done the old Hando's handouts, but the Paddles Ready live stream before.
Yep.
We're going to be interviewing people.
Yep.
And clubs, so they can tell their story and they can share where they've come from, their family experiences, whether it be paddle adaptation from. I think we've got special categories now where people, amazing people that have disabilities that paddle, and they actually paddle in the World Championships.
Yeah.
Along with
and that's the beauty of our sport. It's one discipline. But there's so many people of different, what's the word I'm looking for? There's just so many different, nationalities. You've got
shapes, sizes.
That's where I'm trying to go with this.
Stories, absolutely.
You've got the disability guys and girls. You've got the breast cancer survivors. You've got elite athletes who, are pushing for, professional sportsmen, so to speak. And then, on top of that, one of the clubs that, we both paddled for in our early days, you've got like the Burleigh Fire Dragons. You've got people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s paddling.
I know. They're almost called senior D.
This is what I love about our sport. And then you throw in the mix with the schools. I think we were talking this morning, Canberra Grammar and other schools that are now coming through with the teenagers and the kids.
And that's youth we can talk about. That's another side.
That's another side. Morning to Sonic as well. lovely to see you up at the Queensland State Titles.
Yeah, we interviewed Martin.
Yep,
up
interviewed
there.
Martin. So, Sonic, what a great program for the kids coming through. I remember in the commentary box the other day, and there was a little fella, I'm not too sure what his name was, and I tried to find him, but he would have been all of 4 foot, and he's up the back there, and he's with the sweep, and I was just going, how good is our sport? You've got a kid here who's around 10 or 11, and then you've got people in their 90s paddling.
Well, it's generational. Like you're
100%.
talking about when I came back from Hong Kong after my first hiatus there from 89, 93 till about 2000, 2002, got involved with Brisbane River Dragons.
Yep.
Hutchies, Gonya Scott, Hutchison Builders gave us $10,000. We got boats, we got sponsors. You came and paddled with that.
Yep.
We paddled together in the Queensland team over in South Australia.
That's right, went down to Adelaide.
Then I
06.
went back to Hong Kong.
Yep.
So some of those people are still in the sport, but their children and grandchildren are in the sport. So
That's it.
Tawaka, Coomera, just a few that we saw. So you got the young Typhoon team that we're with a few older ones coming on board now.
Yep.
And the professionalism, like you were talking about elite athletes. Wow. In Berlin, you're talking the Olympians, the Chinese, the Taiwanese, like, what is it, Mr. Taipei from Taiwan.
Yeah.
These are professional athletes.
Yeah. And we'll endeavour to do it later on in the show, like as we go along in episodes. But it's one thing that if you haven't already seen it at home, Nick and I got the call. I can't remember if it was the 200 or the 500, but it was the gold medal race in Berlin at the Worlds, and China won. And I think from memory it was Canada who got second.
And the USA third.
And
possibly,
USA third.
yeah.
But I tell you what, the rating, the excitement on the foreshore, you and I commentating to this
Well, that's
day.
where Paddle's ready.
To this day, it's one of the greatest moments of my life.
Absolutely.
And then when I got to watch it again, and I'm going, Hando and I, actually, we're doing this.
All the Chinese labels, and
Then
I
on
think
the
Hong
bottom,
Kong.
on the bottom, it's got the Mandarin italics. I'm going, and we're in Chinese.
Yeah.
So, but getting back to what I originally said. Oh, and you're talking about the generations. What about when we're in Berlin and we got to hang out with the Aussie girls and guys from the under 18, under
With
19?
their parents.
And their parents are there.
Their parents were paddlers. Then they were there under 18, under 24s.
100%. And there was,
and we got them on the commentary as well.
I worked out that there was some girl
Schools.
there or some young lady who was paddling in your under 18s, and I don't think I ever told you, but her dad, I just met him, and he actually said to me, he goes, I paddled with you on the Brisbane River.
That's right.
And I was there going, oh my God, that was like 2010. But the generational thing that this sport does, the different ages, the different disciplines, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
It has everything, dragon boating.
And again, I think we can touch on that. There's so many different categories that people go to a world stage.
Yep.
You've got your club crews that likes when the Paddles Ready went to Italy.
Yeah.
Then you've got your Nations Cup. Then we're back to the club crews. So it's every 2 years is the Nations Cup. China, they have special events where there's 100 metres.
Right.
And we'll go on that. But we really just wanted to, Dougie, mate, fantastic that you've got Paddles Ready and Andrew and getting the website with Adam with the podcast. This is us. This is what you're getting. We are the Paddles.
Macca down in Adelaide.
And
Andrew.
Macca. But
It's
this is our first one. I hope that you all like it because we are engaging. We're going to be talking about everything and anything. As you can see, we do jump from side to side, but this is our first Paddles Ready podcast. And how good?
how good.
Paddles Ready.
Paddles Ready. Thank you.
It's good.
Okay, so tonight we're down here at the waters of Varsity Lakes, and I am with a very good mate of mine. 2 decades we've known of each other.
3.
3 decades. Unbelievable. And with Barry Young, your favourite dentist from the Gold Coast.
Thank you.
Firstly, I've got to ask one question. What's your favourite extraction?
Wisdom tooth.
Wisdom tooth. Okay, cool. Okay, what club are you from?
Gold Coast Dragons.
Worst excuse you've heard from somebody for missing training?
It's raining.
Downwind or grind?
Always downwind.
Okay. Early morning training or sleep-ins?
Definitely early morning.
What's more important, fitness or technique?
Fitness.
Carbon fibre or wooden paddles?
Carbon.
Coffee before or after training?
Always after.
After?
Especially with the crew.
Okay. Biggest talker on the boat?
Biggest talker. Sweet.
Individual person?
Individual person. Hoggy.
Hoggy. Okay. Sprint or distance?
Sprints.
Beers or lemonade on the Sunday afternoon after a regatta?
Lemonade for me.
Favourite regatta you competed in around the world?
Sarasota. Good. World Championship.
Your one tip that instantly makes someone a better paddler?
Let's keep going.
Complete this sentence. If I wasn't a paddler, I'd be a...
We did.
Thanks, Barry. It's paddles ready. See you, mate. Hando, how are you? I've got a beauty for you today.
I'm here. I'm ready. I'm paddles ready. What's happening? Tell me about it.
I don't know how you're going to cope with this. There's controversy. Am I going to light a grenade? Am I going to light a grenade with this? But I've decided to bring in hot takes of the week.
Okay.
This is a segment that's going to be on our podcast weekly, where you and I are going to spend 3 to 5 minutes discussing something that might just get an itch under your,
So this is our first bit of structure.
I don't know if it's structure. I don't know if the show might end and our partnership might end, but let's get into it.
Okay, what's your hot take?
My hot take is, who owns dragon boating?
Where's that come from?
And does dragon boating have a problem because nobody knows who owns it?
Wow. Is this for me or for the viewers?
I'm going to throw it out to the viewers, no doubt. But obviously,
who owns dragon boating?
You've got the IDBF.
Right. And then you've got the ICF.
And then you've got the ICF. As a paddler, I don't know who owns it. You're a sweep. You know a lot more about the back end and the politics and, may I say, the factions.
Yeah.
Who owns it? Because at this point in time, I know there's a lot of people on the foreshores of these regattas going, what the?
Yeah, claiming it. Look, Mike Haslam, back in the 90s when I met him in Hong Kong, started the International Dragon Boat Federation.
Yep.
There's always that question about Olympics and can they get new sports? It'd be amazing. I think that's a big topic between the ICF, which is the International Canoe Federation, which is the Olympic IOC members, where IDBF isn't an Olympic federation, ICF are. So I think they've been trying to collaborate for years. It's not something for ourselves. Many different opinions, Doug.
Yep.
You've dropped the one. You've lit a bit of a fire.
Well,
the coals are there.
But why not?
But we want and this is what do you call it? The hot take.
The hot take.
This is our hot take. I think there's many people that participate, whether it's at a club level and a local level, national level, and then international level.
Yep.
And the two federations have their own competitions.
Yep.
So the topic for me to all the viewers, would we love to see it in the Olympics? Absolutely. 10 boats in the Olympics, but it'd have to be qualifying and it'd have to be the best of the best.
Yep.
I'd want to see, you're talking about the Phantom call. China, America, here come Australia down the outside. Uruguay are there, Chile, Ukraine, here come the whole China's. Like, that's what you want to hear.
Yep.
We don't want to necessarily hear the older, no disrespect, because they've given us that platform for paddling on it. Absolutely.
So where does the issue lie then? Because is it the canoe, the Canoe Federation? Do they want?
Well, there's Paddle Australia. There's ICF. There's IDBF. That's what? That's a hot topic.
Well, have these guys got in and girls got in a room before and tried to knock this out?
Absolutely. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to get a couple of these people and we're going to interview them.
Okie dokes. Well, I'm going to leave that. I'm now going to throw it over to our viewers and on the blog and all that kind of stuff to what their reaction is. I've got a good gut feeling because I'm down, there on the I guess you could say on the front of the cliff face, so to speak, on the regattas, and I'm hearing about it. They're speaking about it. We're meeting great people like Mike and all that. And I just wanted to throw it out there because it is a question that is asked a lot in our sport, and I wanted to get your view on it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and over to you. Subscribe, like, link, text, call us. Drop us a comment on YouTube, on the blog. We want to know your opinion.
And we will.
And like Clint Eastwood said, everyone's got a lot of opinions.
Go through them. And if we have time, we can come back on this on another episode and just know what the masses thought, because I think it is probably the hottest topic, apart from the Olympics, which is a massive topic, and we'll get into that.
Yeah, and Doug, everyone out there, have structured comments, because you send negative stuff to us, we're not going to respond.
No.
But if you've got some really, this is a really topic that can be debated.
100%.
And this is what Paddles Ready is for.
Yep.
We want to have some of these key bodies on here.
Yes.
And they can talk about themselves.
Yeah. No,
and they can give us their synopsis of who owns Dragon Boating.
Dragon Boating.
Because we know who owns Paddles Ready.
There you go. Thank you. Well, Hando, that's it. That's our first episode is out of the way. Paddles Ready. What was a pipe dream last year in Berlin that we thought we might have a little bit of traction? We've done it, mate. Congratulations.
No, Dougie, congratulations to you. Actually, congratulations to you. So it was the first episode. Wow. Adam's place at... Oh.
It's surreal. That's what it is.
And we're here. So what do we do next? Obviously, we're going to welcome you to our next number two.
We're off to the Aussie titles.
Off the Aussie titles.
We're off to the Oz Champs. So we're heading up to Kawana. We're heading up the M1 and up the Bruce Highway.
All right.
We're going to get up there. We're going to get some great footage. And
Subscribe.
If you don't like us, keep it to yourself. But
yes.
if you've enjoyed what you've seen on our very first episode, we're just a couple of blokes who just absolutely love the sport, and we've been in it a long time, and we like to use this platform to share our love of the sport to you guys. So thank you. Subscribe, get on our website, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, Hando, we've got it.
Us, Dougie, I'm Hando. Battle's ready.
See you later.
This podcast is brought to you by PodPro Australia.